Good morning, everybody. Danny Shea in his green bathrobe, drinking out of a green coffee cup. Yesterday was kind of weird for me. I just felt, I don't know, just off. I don't know if it was because of our current shutdown again, and I have to go back and look at that video to see if I read on, is the shutdown even going to work? I can't remember. A lot of times I can't remember what I read. Anyways, let's move on. So today what I want to read on is the Republican Party. Yikes. Started out good. They started out good. And now look. Yee. Anyway, before I do that, the card I got last night, the curse. Oh, thank you, subscribers. Thank you. Thank you for non-subscribers for checking me out. Appreciate it. So, pull a card. So when I wake up 2 in the morning and think of the card instead of thinking of Donald Trump, I don't think of him. I don't. All right. Well, with this card, the curse in medicine position, maybe I was. Or I would have been. This card, it's scary. It scares me. Okay. This card talks about our ancestral beliefs, what we believe, what we are programmed to believe. And I talked about this in one of my Sunday with Spirits, where we have so much pre-programmed into us from our grandfathers, our great-great-grandfathers, and it just goes back, and we hear these things. You're not good enough. You're too good. Stop doing that. You know, all this stuff that we hear. And the bad stuff that we believe is what this card is saying. Don't get trapped into thinking that the negative of what you hear in your head is who you are. And that's a great thing to think about at 2 in the morning. However, that image scares me. I've been like, oh no, I'll have nightmares or something. So I said, you need to pull another card. Sometimes you should just stay with the first card. I got thunder. Now this is nice little buffaloes running on the plains in front of big moons and suns and different worlds, sending you out into the ether, into the unknown. So this image doesn't scare me. This image does. This image, to me, is more positive when you think about it, when you go into it. This is the Tower moment. Expect big, thunderous change. Go with it. Flow. Run with the beasts. And they shouldn't be called beasts. Run with these majestic, beautiful creatures. And get ready to run with them. I haven't been to the gym in like 9 months or however long it's been. My legs are like toothpicks. I can't run with them. They don't care. They don't care that I haven't been to the gym. Guess I better start exercising. All right, let's dig into the Republican Party a little bit. So I was reading on my news feed, about how Donald Trump is creating a civil war inside the Republican Party. And at first I went, oh, good. But, then I went, oh, no, maybe not. I mean, they were also talking about a civil war in the nation, too, between Democrats and liberals. Did I just say that? Between Republicans and liberals, or Democrats. So I want to look at the Democrats later. Maybe I'll put these together. But for now, it's just the Republicans. So a little bit of history from Wikipedia. It's referred to as the Grand Old Party. I think old is the operative word here. Founded in 1854 by the opponents of the Kansas-Nebraska Act, which allowed for the potential of the expansion of slavery. And the party supported classical liberalism as opposed to punk liberalism, I guess. Grunge liberalism. Rock and roll liberalism. They opposed the expansion of slavery and supported economic reform. Okay. I like that. All right. I should probably read more of this because it's kind of fascinating. But let's just look at today's Republican Party. And let's just see if they're going to get back on track. Wouldn't it be great if they did start embracing classical liberalism, whatever that means? I think of the card I pulled yesterday with it was the Seven of Earth, I think, with some people laughed when I said banjo, but it was the cello or violin. Depends on how big it is, I guess. All right. Classical Republicans. What do the Republicans want? What is going on with the Republican Party? And I'm using my Los Garibo deck. And I'm going to be using their spread. So, that's my spread now. But it's not the Celtic Cross. It's just a little bit of what you want, what you need to know. What works for you, against you, what you should embrace, what you should throw away. And 2 outcomes. And I'm hearing that there probably should be 2 spreads because the party is so divided. But let's see if I can get a general. Because there's the Donald Trump party and then there's the others. And the others, they're staying silent. And maybe that's a question. Why are they staying silent? I've tried to answer that. I don't get a clear answer. Maybe today I will. All right, let's look. The Republican Party. What does the Republican Party? And I will clarify this with the Rider-Waite. What does the Republican Party need to know? What do they want? What do they need? What works for them, against them? Republican Party, what's going on? What do they want? Want, need to know. Want, need to know. What works against them for them? What should they abandon? What should they embrace? Republican Party. What they want. They want somebody's head. What do they need? Oof. They need a winner. They need a celebration. They're not looking at it right, though. And what do they need to know? Their balance is so precarious. Let's drop this down. We'll just take a look. Okay. So, they want to be, what they want is they want to go back to the grand old party. They want to be the king. They want to put forth their rule of law, their stamp on things. This is what the Republicans want right now. And if they have to cut off somebody's head to do it, so be it. Don't care. What they want. What they need is a celebration, is coming together and raising a glass. What's it mean when it's upside down? What does that need? It's like we don't care if we win anymore. We just want to cut the heads off of people. Not literally. And what they need to know is they need to find balance. This is really rough waters. And in other decks, little digression. I steal that from Lena. She's back. Woohoo! I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Anyway, in other decks, the Two of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite, he's standing on one leg and he's balancing things in rough waters. In my Fountain deck, this arm is coming out of the inky water, black water, and he's juggling two coins like he's underwater. And that's the image that I see with this card. However, this card is all about rebirth as well, whereas the other decks, they're not about rebirth. But this card with the snake is about rebirth too, balancing out and finding and getting back on track, reprioritizing what this means. What does this king of laws mean? Is it just like, don't care, off with your head? Where's the celebration? All right, so back again. What they want, what they need to know. What works against them. The Queen of Wands. And what works for them. The Six of Cups. Excuse me. What works against them. The Queen of Wands. To me, what I'm getting, what works against them, is this sharp authoritarianism is not, I mean, that's what they want, but that's not working for them. This image this image of being soft and warm with a new message, with we can take care of our people, a calming message. That's not working for them. They want that. Come on. And it's interesting though, because what works for them is going back to a simpler time. Going back to where things are a little easier. Now, I'm not saying going all the way back to when the party first started. That wasn't easier either. But more a simpler life. What they should abandon is the Knight of Chalices. And what they should embrace is the King of Pentacles. Interesting. So, what they should abandon with this Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Chalices, the first thing that I saw with this, it's like the crazy, wild ride that they're going to experience because they're listening to this fringe element coming out of the cup. So they need to stop listening to this fringe element and get back to the basics. And what is the basics? It's financial security. And how well are they doing that? They're not doing it very well. At all. You know, they're as a king, you have to distribute your wealth properly into the kingdom. Now, both of those kings don't represent that to me. This one just seems like he has all his money, he collects it, it's really easy to get. He doesn't really spend it wisely. But in this card, he's got his hands on the world right there. And so he is collecting it from the world as well as he's sharing it with the world. This card also here tells me, as I look at it more, that he's concerned about the environment. He's forward-looking. He's got my favorite color on. So when I really look at this card is all about bringing money and distributing it to the world. Making sure that we're all we all have enough. There's no food insecurity, no financial insecurity. So in other decks, when I see this King of Pentacles, I don't necessarily see all that in there. But in this card, I do. Even though there's a lot of wasted money. Anyway. If they were to take an aggressive path, I don't know what that means. But if they were, like radically change and go, we are changing so that we can embrace these features, abandon these features so that we can turn this card right side up. Temperance reversed. And if they were just to allow the universe to allow this change to happen, Four of Wands. So the temperance reverse card, if they push this, if they go, we got to change, we got to change, we got to change, we're changing. The balance is going to be upside down. They're not going to have the right ingredients to put into the pot to make this change. They're going to be pushing too hard. They're going to be cutting off too much of their base. But with time, they can get back to having a celebration, to being a party for the people, and they will be able to turn this card right side up. So I find it, interesting. We go in cycles. We are moving into, a new age, the age of Aquarius. It's funny, I was watching an astrology thing, and they were saying, one of the guys was saying, you realize this isn't a light switch, right? It's going to take years for us to be in the age of Aquarius. As planets move in to this age, it's going to be a while. We're at the very beginnings of it, so we may not be feeling all the effects of the age of Aquarius because we're still going to be dealing with the age of, is it Pisces? Still learning, that we're in now to move into Aquarius. So we're still dealing with the past as we move into our future realm, which goes back to, hang on, give me my cards, please. The curse in medicine position. Don't keep hanging on to the past, the negative past images that we have in our head. You're not good enough. You're too short. Your hair's too long. I still remember when I was in college, I had long and I had short hair. But when I had long hair, I met one of my in-laws for the first time through marriage. The very first thing he said to me, not hi, not hey, nice to meet you, you need a haircut. I said, all right, I'm going to go get a haircut right after I smoke this joint. That didn't go over very well. I was kidding. I was joking. All right, that's it. Peace and love, the Republican Party. I just want our nation to come together. I don't want to be fighting them. Interesting read. So let's I'll pull the Democrat maybe later, and maybe we'll have two today. All right. Peace and love. Bye-bye.